You've been lied to. Every finance bro selling you a course, every investment guru flexing Lambos on Instagram, they're keeping the real wealth-building secrets locked behind a paywall. But not today. Today we're exposing 7 wealth-building secrets that actually work. The ones nobody wants to tell you because they don't come in a $997 course package with fake urgency timers. No crypto pump schemes or passive income fantasies. Just raw, unfiltered truth about how real people actually build wealth in an economy designed to keep you broke. You're watching M-Cubed, Money Mindset Makeover. This isn't just a channel, it's a mindset revolution. Subscribe to elevate your money mindset and elevate your life. The real wealth-building strategies? They're not sexy. They don't fit in a 60-second TikTok. They require patience, discipline, and a complete mindset shift that nobody wants to sell you, because you can't put that in a course module. But here's the thing, these 7 secrets? They're the actual difference between people who talk about wealth and people who build wealth. Between the ones flexing for the algorithm and the ones quietly retiring at 45. So let's rip the curtain back and expose what they've been hiding. Secret 1. Your 9 to 5 is your greatest wealth-building weapon, not your enemy. I know. You hate your job. Your boss is insufferable. The commute drains your soul. And every finance influencer on the internet is screaming, "Quit your job and chase your dreams." But here's the brutal truth nobody wants to admit. Your job is the most powerful wealth-building tool you'll ever have. Not a side hustle, not a drop-shipping store you'll abandon in 3 months, not crypto. Your job. Why? Because it's reliable, predictable income that allows you to do the one thing that actually builds wealth. Consistent investing over time. Every billionaire you admire? They didn't start with passive income. Warren Buffett worked a regular job. Mark Cuban was a bartender. Jeff Bezos had a 6-figure salary at a hedge fund before Amazon. They used their active income to build passive income. But we've been sold this fantasy that trading time for money is somehow beneath us. That we should all be entrepreneurs, influencers, or crypto millionaires by 25. That if you're still working for someone else, you're failing. That's garbage. The real secret? Leverage your job like a millionaire would. Negotiate your salary like your wealth depends on it, because it does. Max out your 401k match because that's literally free money. Use your stable income to build your investment portfolio brick by brick, month by month. Your job isn't a prison. It's a wealth-generating machine, if you know how to use it. It's a decade of disciplined decisions that nobody sees. Building wealth is boring. It doesn't make good content. That's exactly why the gurus don't teach it. But here's the real twist. While everyone else is chasing the next big thing, you can be quietly stacking your money and building a future where work becomes optional, not mandatory. Secret 2. Investing is not gambling, but most of you are gambling anyway. Let's talk about the difference between investing and speculating. Because confusing the two is exactly how most people stay broke. Investing is buying assets that generate income over time. Dividend stocks that pay you quarterly. Rental properties that cover your mortgage and then some. Index funds that compound for decades. Speculating is betting on price movements. Hoping a stock moons. Buying crypto because your favorite influencer shilled it. Day trading on your lunch break because you watched 3 YouTube videos. One builds wealth and the other destroys it. And here's the secret they don't want you to know. You should be doing both, but in drastically different proportions. 90% of your money should be in boring, reliable, long-term investments. The stuff that makes your parents proud. The stuff that won't make you rich overnight, but will make you rich eventually. The other 10%? That's your speculation money, your play money. The amount you can afford to lose completely without crying into your ramen. Want to buy that meme coin? Go ahead, just do it with your 10%. Think you found the next Tesla? Throw some speculation money at it. Just got a hot stock tip from Reddit? Sure, but only with money you're willing to watch disappear. The investment gurus want you to think it's all or nothing. Why? Because volatility creates urgency, and urgency sells courses. But the people who actually build wealth, they're boring. They dollar-cost average into index funds. They reinvest their dividends. They sleep well at night because they're not gambling their rent money on Elon Musk's tweets. Even billionaires mess this up. Elon Musk lost billions in crypto when the market crashed. If the richest people on Earth can't predict the future, what makes you think some random dude with 50,000 followers can? Here's what matters, The market is always right, you are not. Accept uncertainty, diversify, and invest for the long term. And for the love of compound interest, stop trying to time the market based on TikTok trends. Now let's pause for a second and get real about why this matters. You're not here because investing sounds fun. You're here because you're exhausted from living paycheck to paycheck. From watching everyone around you seem to have it figured out while you're quietly Googling how to make an extra $500. From feeling like no matter how hard you work, you're still stuck in the same place. But here's what I wish someone had told me sooner. You're not struggling because you're lazy or because you're not trying hard enough. You're struggling because the system wasn't built with you in mind. Student loans that haunt you for decades. Rent or mortgage that devours half your income or more. Jobs paying the same wages they did 10 years ago while rent, groceries, and gas have all doubled. Credit card companies making billions off people just trying to survive. And a school system that taught us the Pythagorean theorem but never explained what a Roth IRA is or how compound interest actually works. The system banks on you being too tired to fight back, too overwhelmed to learn, or too broke to invest. So when someone casually says, just start investing, it can feel like a slap in the face. Invest what? The $50 left after rent, groceries, and that student loan payment that barely touches the interest? I know, I've been there before and I see you. That's exactly why I created this channel. Because I was tired of watching my generation struggle with personal finance 101, often only finding out-of-touch advice from people who've never struggled. I'm not here to shame you for buying coffee or tell you that avocado toast is why you can't afford a house. I'm here because you deserve access to real financial education, the kind that meets you where you are, not where some guru thinks you should be. You deserve a fighting chance, and I'm here to help you take it. So tell me in the comments, what's your biggest money challenge right now? Is it finding a job that actually pays enough? Feeling completely lost when it comes to investing? Or maybe it's those late-night Amazon orders that seem harmless until you check your account. Whatever it is, drop it below. No judgment, just honesty. Because here's the thing, awareness is the first step to change. And when you share your struggle, you're not just helping yourself. You're letting someone else know they're not alone. That comment you leave might be exactly what someone else needed to hear today. This is a safe space and I read every single one. Let's figure this out together. Secret 3. Good debt makes you rich. Bad debt keeps you broke. Let's talk about something controversial. Not all debt is bad. I know your grandma told you to never borrow money. Dave Ramsey says debt is evil. Every personal finance influencer screams, pay it off now. But here's what wealthy people know that broke people don't. Debt is a tool. And tools aren't good or bad, it's how you use them. Good debt buys assets that make you money. A $40,000 business loan that generates $100,000 in revenue? That's good debt. A mortgage on a rental property that pays for itself and then some? Good debt. A student loan for a degree that actually increases your earning potential? Arguably good debt. Bad debt buys liabilities that drain your wealth. A $40,000 car loan for a vehicle that loses 20% of its value the second you drive it off the lot? Bad debt. Credit card debt from buying clothes you wore once? Bad debt. A personal loan for a vacation you can't afford? Terrible debt. The difference isn't the amount, it's what you're buying with it. Wealthy people use debt strategically to acquire income-generating assets. Broke people use debt emotionally to buy stuff that makes them feel better temporarily. And here's the kicker. The rich get better debt than you do. Lower interest rates, better terms, and more access. Why? Because the system rewards people who already have money and punishes people who need it most. But you can still use this to your advantage. Before you take on any debt, ask yourself, will this make me money in the future? Can I afford the payments even if things go wrong? Is this bringing me closer to my goals or pushing me further away? If you can't answer those confidently, don't sign. Secret 4. The market crashes are your wealth-building jackpot. If you're ready, here's a secret the investment gurus hate. The best time to get rich is when everyone else is panicking. 2008 financial crisis? People who bought property and stocks then are millionaires now. March 2020 COVID crash? Investors who had cash ready made bank. Every recession and crash, every the sky is falling moment in history, the wealthy got wealthier, while everyone else sold at the bottom and ran for the hills. Why? Because they had cash reserves. Not for emergencies, for opportunities. Think about it. When the market crashes, stocks go on sale. Real estate prices drop. Quality assets become affordable. And it's Black Friday for wealth building. But here's the catch. You can only buy the dip if you have money to buy it with. That's why the rich stay rich. They keep cash ready. They don't panic. They don't sell when everyone else does. They buy. So here's what the gurus won't teach you because it doesn't sound exciting. Keep an emergency fund, but also keep an opportunity fund. Money you don't touch. Money that sits and waits for the market to drop. Money that lets you buy when everyone else is selling their shares to afford groceries. It's not sexy. It's not fast. But it's how regular people become millionaires while everyone else stays stuck. The next crash is coming. It always does. The question is, will you be ready to capitalize on it, or will you be another casualty? Secret 5. The tax code is rigged, but you can exploit it legally. Let's get uncomfortable for a second. You know why billionaires pay less in taxes than you do? Because the tax code is literally written to favor investors over workers. Your paycheck? Taxed at the highest rate. Your boss's dividend income? Taxed way less. Your side hustle profits? Taxed. While their real estate depreciation write-offs are deductible. It's not fair, but it's the law. And here's the secret they don't want you to know. You can use the same strategies. You don't need to be rich to benefit from the tax code. You just need to understand how it works. Examples. Contribute to a Roth IRA and grow your money. Tax-free. Write off home office expenses if you freelance. Invest in dividend stocks that are taxed at a lower rate than your salary. Use HSA accounts as a secret retirement vehicle. Seriously, Google this. Understand capital gains versus ordinary income. The wealthy aren't breaking the rules. They're using the rules that were designed for them, but that you can access too. Now, I'm not a tax advisor. Get professional help. But stop acting like taxes are this unavoidable force. There are legal, ethical ways to pay less and keep more. And the investment gurus? They're doing all of this while telling you to just invest. They're writing off their YouTube equipment, their cars, their trips as business expenses. So why aren't you? Secret 6. You don't need to predict the future. You need a crisis-proof portfolio. Repeat after me. Nobody can predict the future. Not the gurus, not the hedge fund managers, not the experts on CNBC. Nobody. The market will crash again. Recessions will happen. Unexpected crises will hit. That's not pessimism, it's reality. But here's the secret. You don't need to predict the future if you're prepared for every future. That's what diversification actually means. Not just own different stocks, but build a portfolio that can survive anything. Here's how. Own dividend stocks that pay you even when the market tanks. Add precious metals like gold or silver as insurance against inflation. Keep cash reserves for when opportunities appear. Invest in boring, stable companies that have survived multiple recessions. Don't put all your money in one asset class. Stocks, real estate, bonds, cash. Coca-Cola has paid dividends for over 100 years. Johnson & Johnson has increased theirs for 60+ years straight. These aren't sexy, but they're stable. When the market crashes, and it will, you want investments that don't disappear overnight. You want income that keeps coming. You want assets that hold value when everything else is burning. The gurus want you to think you need to be smart enough to time the market. But the real secret? You just need to be smart enough to survive it. Secret 7. Nobody cares about your money more than you do. Stop trusting blindly. Here's the hardest truth of all. You are the only person who truly cares whether you build wealth or stay broke. Not your financial advisor who makes commissions on what they sell you. Not the YouTuber whose income depends on views, not results. Not your well-meaning uncle who lost 50K in penny stocks but still gives advice at Thanksgiving. Just you. That's why you have to educate yourself. Read books. Take real courses, not $9.97 or scam ones. Follow actual investors with track records and learn how money works. Then earn money. It works. Because here's what happens when you don't. You trust the wrong people. You get sold products you don't need. You invest in things you don't understand. You lose money while someone else profits. Bernie Madoff ran the biggest Ponzi scheme in history. People trusted him, then lost billions. All because they didn't ask questions. The Pets.com bubble. The 2008 housing crash. The crypto rug pulls happening right now. All of them had one thing in common. People trusted others with their money and didn't do their own homework. You don't need to become a financial expert, but you do need to know enough to spot BS when you see it. If someone's promising guaranteed returns, BS. If they're rushing you to invest now, BS. If they can't explain their strategy in simple terms, BS. Protect yourself, stay curious, and ask questions. And never, ever hand over your money without understanding exactly where it's going. So here's where everything flips. Building wealth isn't about finding the secret investment. It's not about timing the market perfectly. It's not about luck, connections, or being born rich. It's about building systems that work while you sleep. It's about making your money work harder than you do. It's about setting up automatic investments so you can't sabotage yourself. It's about creating income streams that don't require you to show up every day. This is where broke ends and ownership begins. Because once you understand these 7 secrets, once you really understand them, you stop being a victim of the system and start using the system to your advantage. You stop waiting for permission to build wealth. You stop thinking you're not ready or smart enough or rich enough to start. You realize that every millionaire started exactly where you are, broke, confused, and surrounded by people telling them it's impossible. The difference? They did it anyway. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. They're get-rich-eventually strategies. And eventually always beats never. The gurus make millions selling you shortcuts. But the real shortcut? There isn't one. Just consistent, disciplined action over time. You're not going to be a millionaire by next month. But you can be financially free in 10 to 15 years if you start today. And stick around for the next video where we're breaking down FIRE. Investing for today's economy. What it is, how it works, and why it matters for millennials and Gen Z. Trust me, this is the blueprint to buying back your time. Future you will thank you later. Don't miss out.